let me share with you one of my very favorite items. It was something that we kind of reinvented. This is a mop, right? We reinvented a mop, and I'm going to tell you why. What we did is we took the traditional microfiber mop, and we just had to bring it to the next level. And once we get into the presentation, I'll show you why. So this is our 4-piece EASYGLIDE wet or dry mop by Campanelli, right? You can see there, this is actually using the same pole that you would get in a duster set. But I love this because now you could, your husband can use the mop while you're using the duster if you wanted to, right? This great big oversized pad, 18 inches by 6 inches, gets underneath things, up against the baseboards, using only water. We have a looped microfiber technology, and we're going to show you why that is so very important. Getting into those hard to reach places that you don't want to clean, like behind the toilet, right? Getting this home for 5 easy payments of only $6 for a total of $29.98. There are 4 colors to choose from. The one that you're seeing right now on the screen is blue. If you do get confused about the colors, just look at the handle color. That is the blue there. There are only 800 remaining in the blue. That is the gray, one of my favorites. Only 1,400 remaining in the gray. After that is the purple. And then, of course, finally, the red, which is the most limited. Only 600 remain. And oh, by the way, if you picked up our sponges in the very first item in the show, these patterns match back to each other. And fun tip. So first, let me show you, before we run a video from home to show you this, let me show you why we came up with this microfiber mop. So we have a camera over here that's going to show you kind of a close-up of what I've got going on over here. So traditionally, what you would do is you would get a microfiber mop pad. It looked like this. And basically all we did is we took a microfiber towel and we made it into the shape of a pad. But the problem is it held too much water and it was very difficult to push, right? So then maybe you said, okay, what I'll do is I'll go out and I'll get that disposable guy, but he doesn't hold enough water. And quite frankly, again, it's really small. You have to throw it away. You have to go back to the store and buy more over and over and over again. So then we said, all right, let's go back to the drawing board. So when you make microfiber, what you do is you take the fibers, you make them long, and then you shear them off. And that's what happens when you get a pad like this, right? It almost kind of looks like the head of a dandelion. Well, what we said is, what we're going to do is we're going to take this fiber, we're going to make it really long, we're going to loop it back over itself, and then we're going to make it look very big and giant like a custodian mop, right? Do you remember the old custodian mop that you had, or that you saw the custodian bringing around during your elementary school years? This you can use wet and dry. This is what I love about this system. We have a little video at home that shows you how I use this dry. And why it's so important to use it wet and dry. And then when we come back from that, I'll show you some demonstrations here at the house. This is the unvoiced cut, but that's okay. What you're seeing here, so what you're seeing here is you are seeing me clean the entire bottom floor using this dry. And why that's so important is you can see right in front of that chair, that's my guy Walker, right? He sheds a lot. The large oversized pad, I can get underneath the cabinets and underneath the kick plates. And look, in about 30 seconds, 42 seconds later, all of that pet hair, right? All of that pet hair around the house, I want to get rid of that. And then basically what you'll do is you'll vacuum that up. But now what you'll do is you'll immediately transition into a wet mop. And I'll show you a little secret, right? So when you get this home, when you put the pad on, you can offset the pad, right? Rather than centering the pad in the center of the mop head, because there's hook and loop here. Great, thank you guys. What you can do is you can offset this, and now I'll show you why that's so important as I come over here and clean. I'm gonna show you how we're gonna transition this into a wet mop. So using only the same tap water that we used earlier with the sponges, now after cleaning in about 40-some seconds, we cleaned dry. We cleaned up all the pet hair and all that nasty stuff. So rather than sweeping before I mop, now I can just use the same tool to do the chore for the entire bottom floor. So I'm using this as a wet mop, right? This is fantastic because I can now get up against the baseboards. I know it's really difficult to see, but when you offset that pad there, maybe you can see it here. As this swivels, you can see how this goes up against the kick plate and that quarter round in the baseboards by the stairs. Now I can clean the baseboard. Oh, great shot. Thank you. Now I can clean the baseboards without having to get on my hands and knees. And watch, because this swivels, I can go all the way around the corner and still clean those baseboards, right? And then this is why it's so important, why this pad is super oversized. Because if I wanted to clean the stairs, I could do that as well. But watch this. Cleaning the risers without having to get on my hands and knees. Look at that. I'm cleaning every single last little bit of that using a little bit of tap water, going all the way up the stairs, right? Now I can clean all the way up the stairs if I wanted to without getting on my hands and knees. Here's the best part about this system right here. Because you get 2 of these pads, now I get to take this, peel this off. I get to put it in the washing machine and put it in the dryer and use it over and over and over again instead of going back to the store. Look at how dirty that was, right? Instead of going back to the store to buy more disposable products. That's really, in this entire show, what you've been seeing is the power of microfiber. We don't want to go back to the store to use those disposable products over and over and over again. And this mop is no exception. You can use this wet, you can use it dry. It has a large oversized pad, so you can offset it on the head if you wanted to clean underneath your cabinets. Using only tap water, you can certainly clean the entire floor. And hey, if you're married to a specific cleaner, like if you wanted to mop the floor with maybe that pine-scented cleaner that so many people like, that's fine. You can use that. Just mop is just going to make that product more effective at cleaning the floor. And then when you're done, that comes off, it peels off, you throw it right in the washing machine, right in the dryer, instead of going back to the store to spend more money on these disposable products. Because again, they're not getting any less expensive, right? This is $29.98. Let me show you the colors here. The one that I'm using here at the home is on the screen. That is blue. It's been the most popular today, right? If you get confused about the color, just go ahead and look at the plastic on the handle. The next one you're seeing on your screen is gray. That comes with a beautiful yellow pad because it's got yellows inside the pattern as well. Next is purple. And then finally, I believe the most limited is the red. Jonathan, how many we have those left? 550 remaining in the red. And just to show you how it's working, this is a little bit of animation about the pad, right? So remember, this looped technology is something that we had to go back to the drawing board to do. We call it EASYGLIDE because you can use it wet or dry, right? It easily glides over the floor. When you're using it dry, of course, those looped fibers lift, trap, and remove all that dirt. And when you use it wet, it holds just enough water to go ahead and clean that surface without sticking to the floor. That was the problem with some of these older traditional microfiber mops. They used to be made out of the regular microfiber that you still know and love, but they were made out of a towel, right? And they would tend to hold too much water and stick. What I love about this is that giant oversized pad. You get to put in the machine, you get to wash it, and you get to use it over and over and over again instead of going to the store to spend more money on disposable products. Now, let me show you why we came up with this pad, right? I've been talking about it this whole time, and I'll show you. So, first and foremost, when we made a microfiber pad, right, what we did is we took a towel and we made it into a microfiber pad. And we said, okay, there's a microfiber mop. But the problem is that these worked so well, they hold so much water, those fibers open up so much like a dandelion, that when we used them on the floor, they were really hard to push and they would stick all to the floor, right? So then we said, okay, not us, but people went and said, let me go out to the store and buy one of those disposable Swiffer Difter moppies that tend to have those disposable products, and you don't want to use those, right? That's the problem with those pads, right? And then that's just cash in the trash. So we said, okay, rather than going through all of that, what we're going to do is we're going to take a microfiber, we're going to make it really, really long, we're going to loop it back over itself, and we're going to make sure that it holds just enough water. Now, microfiber, we've been at QVC for 18 years, and you know, microfiber is not all created equal. It goes to blends and it goes to the particular materials that you're using in your microfiber. This particular blend of microfiber partnered with the loop allows you to use it dry and wet. It holds just enough water so that you're going to just use I'll use the GoPro. Okay. Hi, sorry about that, everybody. A little bit of a technical error there. But again, this is that oversized pad. When you take the pad, what you're going to want to do is you're going to put a little offset on the head here. So that way, what you're going to do is when you're cleaning, that's going to go up against the baseboards. And I'll show you that now. Hopefully you can still hear my voice. But what you're going to do is after you've cleaned, you can use this dry, right? You saw that I cleaned the entire floor in about 42 seconds. That's Chloe right there. I don't know if you can see her. She's passed out between the two chairs, but she sheds a lot. We have two. There she is. That's great. That's my little Chloe. She sheds a lot. She's a Labradoodle that tends to shed, so lucky us. But by using this dry, like an old custodian mop, you get up all of that pet hair in about 40 seconds for about 1,000 square feet. Then I immediately transition into a wet mop. So using only some tap water, now I go down to the floor. So what I can do is I can now mop the floor, right? Leaving no prints behind if I wanted to. I can just kind of come like this. This is great for hardwood floors. Again, using only tap water, but if you wanted to use your favorite cleaner, you could. The reason why we made the pad so oversized and why you offset it is for this reason right here. I know we're going to cut into a close-up. Let's see how that gets right up against the baseboard. Okay, now you don't have to get on your hands and knees and clean the baseboard, right? This swivels all the way around. So now I can still continue to clean. So we're cleaning quicker. And then because that pad is so super oversized, what we're going to do is we're going to clean the stairs, right? And then not only the stairs, but the risers as well. That's why this pad is so super oversized, right? Let's take a look at the colors one more time before we go. That is the red. Got 500 remaining in the red. If you get confused with the colors, just look at the color of the plastic on the handle. That's the purple. That is the gray. And then finally, the one that I've been using, which I believe was the most popular, is the blue. 5 easy payments of $6 fits the phone. Thank you for joining us here at Holiday Cleanup for QVC2 this afternoon. Sorry about the technical errors, but I'm going to throw this to my producer, Jonathan. He'll probably run some spots, and we'll see somebody else after me. In the kitchen with David, my good friend.